Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game Esoteric, and this is the moment in the video where I usually say I got another exciting episode for you guys, but it's going to be a little weird today, because every once in a while I spend too much time trying to find and preserve rare and unreleased 3DO M2 software, so we're looking at VizHouse, a visual home design studio fully in 3D running on the 3DO M2 kiosk hardware. Why did I spend so much time hunting this? I do not know, but I found it from another collector in Japan, and he was happy to send me a version of it, and I'm going to leave a link in the description below so you too can become the next Frank Lloyd Wright. Probably do better than him because this home design software is basically the pinnacle of 3DO M2 technology. But all joking aside, what can I say about this? You have to preserve all software for rare platforms. We don't just preserve things that are interesting, like beta games or unreleased games or versions of games that might be quite rare. When you're trying to preserve the entire software collection of an unreleased console, sometimes you get things like VizHouse. And I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to see it, because previously I showed Pon Pon Land, which is a raccoon-based senior citizen memory training game. Yes, that is exactly what it is. You do memory games with raccoons and bugs and other animals, and that's what the M2 ended up becoming, was a kiosk unit for the strangest of things. But this game, I say game, it's not, it's just software, I'm so used to talking about games, was released by Matsushita, which is Panasonic. So this is one of the only pieces of software that Panasonic actually made for the 3DO M2, the hardware and technology that they bought from 3DO to release as a game console. So what are you doing in VizHouse? Well, truth be told, I have absolutely no damn idea. Everything's in Japanese, I've tried to translate it over, it still makes no sense. You draw shapes. You went to art school as a kid, you were in kindergarten, they gave you crayons. Just start doing things and apparently something is going to appear. And by the time this video is over, the creation I make is outstanding. Forget Frank Lloyd Wright, forget Le Corbusier, forget Gaudi. We're gonna make something that would win 10 out of 10 architectural design contests. I can guarantee you've never seen what I'm about to show you because it is that spectacular. But we have a couple of shapes. We got something green and we've got something not green, so let's go into the 3D viewer and see what in the hell we've actually done with the VizHouse. And that is a real-time load. It's pretty quick and the frame rate is nice, and it is a fully 3D rendered engine. You can see we have some grass and I have a single wide trailer. It is really nice. I mean, look at those walls, they're textured well, there is no pixelation, but I think we could probably do a little bit better than this. No matter what angle we look at it or how tall we make our avatar, it's still going to be pretty damn boring. So let's go back into the main view and let's really start doing the classic pimp my ride on this house. We need this to be an MTV Cribs style abode by the time we're done. So let's try to put a door in, and stupidly, if you can't tell already, I forgot what shape was which, and I'm just trying to jam doors in the goddamn grass. Why? Because I'm stupid and I don't know shapes. But it's a nice looking door, and I mean, you can't deny that. That's definitely some classic late 90s baller sort of stuff there. I mean, that guy's selling nose clams for a living, you can absolutely tell. And if you can't tell already, I'm just making fun of this. It's actually an interesting piece of software. It was one of the only uses of the 3DO M2 as a kiosk outside of advertising General Motors vehicles, and I do own that software, and no, I'm not making a video on it. If you want to know what a 2001 Chevrolet looked like, just Google images 2001 Chevrolet. And we have another door, also looks kind of fancy. Actually does look like something Frank Lloyd Wright would have done in his design language. But that's kind of what VizHouse is. You just kind of play around with it, and this was intended for architects to design people's houses and show them in a full 3D model before they were actually built. And this was released, which means there's probably houses, at least in Japan, that were designed in part by VizHouse. So the 3DO M2 may be responsible for the interior and exterior of some Japanese person's actual house. And that is highly, highly entertaining. From a graphical standpoint, of course, it's not a game, there's not much to look at, but everything looks texturally pretty nice. I mean, this is definitely, slightly better texture-wise than the Nintendo 64 and much better than the PlayStation 1 could have done. But, that single wide trailer isn't what we're looking for, so let's make another box, because honestly, houses are just an assemblage of different shaped boxes anyway, so we're probably going to start at the foundation, and let's just give ourselves a nice chunk of land to work with here. And, I'm not a huge fan of the stucco design. I would have gone more with brick myself, but is there brick in the menu somewhere? I have absolutely no idea. And I don't even know how to put a floor down, so we're just going to call this, they have green roofs, we're going to have a green floor. Maybe we'll grow some plants in there, but You know, we've done well in life. We can afford more than a single story house. We're going to go 2 stories. We could have gone 3, but we don't really want to embarrass the neighbors. I mean, they've been struggling this year, so we don't want to put something too showy in their eyesight. It's kind of, you know, crass to experiment and show off your money in that manner. And I'm sorry, I'm really just playing with this video because I do want to show it to you. It is interesting from a historical standpoint. It's interesting what happened with it, but how do I spice up an 8-minute video on me drawing shapes? I make fun of it the entire time I go along, and I will tell you, there is no script here. I'm just flying without a net talking about what's going on. But let's try to put a kitchen in. And no matter what I do, I cannot put a kitchen in the house. I can't put it on the 2nd floor. I can't put it on the 1st floor. It just doesn't work. I must be doing something wrong. I try to put windows into the unit. I can't put any windows in either. Clearly, I'm missing something. But I was able to figure out how to put some other things in, and I actually think I may have keyed into a new stylistic choice on how you enter and exit your building, because doors, they're all, you know, they're $19.99. We don't need them anymore. What we do want to do is put in a cabinet. This is a hidden door. Obviously, it's going to be very apparent, but we don't need doors where we're going. This is like Back to the Future. Roads, we don't need those. We need cabinets. And lo and behold, once we load in, I have somehow managed to jam a cabinet on the exterior wall of this building. Maybe it's a refrigerator with a freezer on top, but I'm 99% sure that is a cabinet. I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know what I did right. I don't know how I possibly managed to put a cabinet on the exterior of this building, but hey, it seemed to work. Well, let's throw a roof on. Because honestly, a flat surface like that, let's say this is in a snowy area, that's just going to collapse the roof. It's structurally unsound, and let's put in a zigzag railing just because I didn't realize I hadn't pivoted that joint yet to be able to put the railing all the way around. But there's some other fun things we can pop in as well. I mean, you definitely need a bathroom in a house. You can't just go into a bucket. I guess you could, but that would kind of be unsanitary, and I think the building inspector would definitely deny you. And what's the point of spending all that money on a 2nd story if we can't get up there? And just for fun, we'll throw some patio furniture out there as well. You can see M2 handles transparency, it's perfectly fine. So let's go in through our cabinet and take a left here. And this is what I've done for a year trying to find this game. I wasted a shit ton of time doing something that was completely pointless just to preserve it, just to release it for you guys down below. If you're one of the 30 people in the world that has M2 hardware, you now can design a house with 2 toilets. I know Frank Lloyd Wright has falling water. We're calling this dueling shits. And that is the house I designed. By all means, any press inquiries, if you want to give me the Nobel Peace Prize in Architecture, a thing that doesn't exist, my email is down below. But seriously, this has been a lot of fun. I love preserving old hardware and software, things no one's ever seen before. And before, VizHouse was like 3 bad images on Google. Now it is a full video of complete ridiculousness. Do me a huge favor, go down below, hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Definitely helps us out. And I'm really running out of M2 software to find, so I promise I probably won't do something this foolish again. But enjoy the dueling toilets. Bye-bye.